Now at 6, the results of a state audit on the city of Joplin are in. We have the rating and the recommendations. Plus, some area residents cook up a way to benefit the community. That's on tonight's edition of Doing Good. And some Southwest Missouri filmmakers take a fresh bite out of zombie movies.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The 2023 performance audit for the city of Joplin has been released. This is KOAM News. I'm Samantha Walker. The purpose of the state auditor's report is to review labor hours and records, as well as ensure the city's finances and operational processes are in legal compliance. KOAM's Kenny Foreman has the rating as well as recommendations.
Missouri State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick summarized his findings for Joplin regarding the fiscal year that ended on October 31st, 2023. The city received a rating of fair, suggesting that there is room for improvement. 10 areas where the city can improve its finances were highlighted, including finance department controls and procedures, budgeting procedures, and payroll and allowance procedures. Fitzpatrick suggests the city restricts user access when it comes to financing and budgeting, keep better track of all money spent and received by credit cards and online deposits, report budgets in a more timely manner, as well as determine what employee vehicle allowances are truly necessary. In a press release, the city stated that they've been actively working to improve in these areas and ensure that all the city's finances are accounted for. Joplin Mayor Keenan Cortez also expressed optimism in a video posted to the city's YouTube channel.
We're very pleased with the outcome of this audit. We've even been told by people who work in the state auditor's office that this was a good audit. I think the public can rest assured that their city government can be trusted.
Cortez maintained that no legal wrongdoing was found and thanked the state for its work. Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
You can see the full state auditor's report on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, Medical Lodges confirms its Pittsburgh location is permanently closed after environmental concerns forced resident relocations. The senior living facility at 2520 South Rouse Street moved all residents to its Frontenac location in July. The company hired a remediation company to investigate, but after several consultations, they made the decision to close it. CEO Scott Hines told KOAM today that the decision wasn't easy, but the cost to remediate, repair, and renovate is not economically feasible at this time. They're working with the Kansas Department for Aging and Disability Services on an approved closure plan. Medical Lodges continues communicating with affected families. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty now joins us with a first look at the weather.
And it definitely turned out to be a great Thursday for us today. Kind of a cool start, a little bit warmer this afternoon as we went mainly into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Upper 50s again tonight, so it's going to be very comfortable. But my gosh, we start to heat up again. We go back into the 80s on Friday. We are going to see a couple little showers and the heat really kicking in as we head into the weekend. Not much going on, pretty quiet. So if you're going to get out this evening, it looks fine. Temperatures slide back through the 60s into the upper 50s. Notice this. So here's Friday morning. Clouds increase. We have showers, even a few thunderstorms, central Missouri. We're on the backside, but I do think we're going to get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 little hit and miss guys popping up through the afternoon into the evening hours and then kind of pushing out of here as we go into the evening. We'll talk about those warmer temperatures here in just a bit.
Doug, thanks. This week on Doing Good, a group of people come together and created Food Not Bombs. Food Not Bombs is not an organized nonprofit. It's a group of people who come together for a good cause, feeding people. During the summer, Food Not Bombs meets for a community meal. Anyone needing a meal can come by and eat. Sometimes other free services like haircuts are provided. We'll have more on this story during tonight's episode of Doing Good on KOAM News at 10. The Miners Hall Museum in Franklin is getting a little extra help keeping the community park in shape thanks to some hardworking middle schoolers. Students from Pittsburgh Community Middle School's Kiwanis Builders Club teamed up with the museum for a recurring service project, one that's now become an annual tradition. This year's project included replacing old wood mulch with brand new rubber mulch in the play and picnic areas using materials purchased through grants from Get Busy Living and the Community Foundation.
It feels great to come out here and be a part of this, but it feels even better knowing it's the kids doing it, and how happy the ladies are here with the foundation that are welcoming us back every year, and the kids just perform really well. They get out here and they thrive when you get them out here in the open and have a purpose.
Farrell also says the students take great pride in making a difference, and it shows. A filmmaker from Southwest Missouri looks to take a fresh bite out of an old horror genre. Springfield's own Ryan Smith brings his film Eldritch USA to the big screen this weekend at Joplin. While the movie, a combination zombie flick, dark comedy, and musical, has strong ties to the city of Springfield, it was a labor of love that wouldn't have been possible without friends and family in Joplin.
I grew up in El Dorado Springs, Missouri. I went to college here in Joplin. Then I joined the Army and was gone for a while and came back. I now live in Springfield. So I have a lot of family and friends that are both in Joplin and Springfield, and the majority of the talent for this film was actually pulled from both cities to do that. The director of photography, David Watson, actually lives here in Joplin. Okay. And so does our music writer, Mason Hurley.
Royal Cinema Lounge will have 2 screenings of the film Eldritch USA this weekend, Friday night at 7 and Saturday night at 8. Early voting for a special proposition is underway in Oklahoma. We'll have the details coming up. But up first, a beloved annual event takes to the skies of Columbus once again.
The excitement in downtown Columbus, Kansas is building as the city prepares for its biggest weekend. I'm Blake Gully. I'll have that story coming up.
Columbus is getting ready to welcome visitors from across the region for its annual hot air balloon regatta. But this weekend isn't just about the balloons filling the sky, it's also a big lift for local businesses downtown. KLEM's Blake Gully shows us how the event brings both economic and community spirit to the city.
The annual Hot Air Balloon Regatta is one of Columbus's biggest traditions, filling the skies and bringing families together from across the 4 states. For longtime Chamber of Commerce Director Jean Purchett, it's also been a big part of her career and her love for flight.
My background was aviation to begin with, so anytime I can work with anything that flies, I'm in for it and such. So it's been a great opportunity. We have had great pilots. Most of our pilots, once they get in here, they stay for several years. All of our pilots this year, the majority of them have come for at least 20 years.
For shop owners here in downtown Columbus, the festival weekend is about more than just sales. It's about community, a reminder of how events like this bring people together.
We appreciate everybody that comes in, supports these local businesses because, I think local small businesses are the backbone of America, man, and I think every small business owner should feel like, they're being loved and being supported and all that, and they've done that for us. It's been amazing. 7 years, every year. It gets packed in here.
This year's Balloon Regatta is taking flight from a new location, the soccer fields off Highway 160 and 20th Street. Organizers hope the change will make it easier for visitors to park, watch, and enjoy the show with plenty of space. Reporting in Columbus, Kansas, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
For more details on the events taking place during the 36th Annual Hot Air Balloon Regatta, visit our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Well, a little later, the Lions take on the Hornets this weekend. Ryan Blank has a preview of this gridiron matchup coming up in sports.
Plus, our temperatures are going to continue to heat up over the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be a little bit warmer of a day, but still a great fall day. It's Thursday. We're getting closer to the weekend. We started this morning, most of us upper 50s, and we topped out right around 80, 79-ish to 80 degrees, which is warmer than what we had yesterday. Average high 74, so we're still above average, but we're going to go even farther above average as we go through the next couple days. All right, what does your Friday look like? Let's take a look. Heading into the morning hours, upper 50s, notice some clouds and hit and miss showers just north of us, kind of dropping through a very weak little wave. Most of the more solidified rain really kind of passes across central parts of Missouri, but we're still close enough. We're going to get a few hit and miss little dots throughout the day tomorrow, but again, not a big deal. Scattered showers rotating through. So here's 12:30 in the afternoon. I still think there's going to be a few that pop up late in the afternoon. Most of you will end up staying dry. High temps, lower 80s. As we go into Friday night, temperatures drop back through the 70s, 60s, and again, lower 60s by Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon, partly sunny skies, starting to heat up as we go into low to mid 80s for highs. All right, the only reason I'm showing you the rain tracker is just to kind of clarify how spotty this is going to be as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. If you get any rain, it would be just a few hundredths of an inch. 59 to start, 75 by noon. High temp, 82. What about four-state Friday night? High school football. Not bad. I mean, maybe a random quick little shower, but 75 at kickoff. 68 by the fourth quarter, 84 Saturday, 86 on Sunday. Again, well above our average high. Our average high is 72 on Sunday, and we're going to go up to 86 or 87. Great show out of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex Tower Cam, downtown Joplin, 70s, 60s, about 59 later on tonight. But look at these temps, mid to upper 70s. Fantastic evening if you want to get outside. Here's the problem. So look at this little bubble here. This is a ridge of high pressure that builds in as we go through the weekend. And what that does is allows those temperatures to really warm up. So about 84, 85 Saturday. Sunday, I think 86, 87, maybe 88 across the region. On Friday, a little tropical moisture scoots in. We get a front, scattered showers across the region. Friday afternoon, Friday evening, or Monday afternoon, Monday evening. We may still get a few on Tuesday as well. Then we will start to warm back up Wednesday into Thursday and then kind of go back down late in the week. So at least we got some rain chances. We got a couple waves which are going to rotate in next week. All right, big picture. Here's our ridge of high pressure. Look at these storm systems building out toward the west. Most of these are shooting across the northern plains due to that ridge. But look at all these guys starting to load and shoot in our direction especially once we get past October 15th, which is great news. That means our rain chances will greatly increase. Random shower tomorrow, 82, 84 on Saturday, 86 Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, upper 70s for highs.
You know, I'm hopeful for a little bit of rain maybe in our future. I think we could definitely use some of that.
We could definitely use some.
Well, thanks so much, Doug.
Yep.
Early voting is now underway for the October 14th elections in Oklahoma. In northeast Oklahoma, only some voters in Ottawa County will head to the polls on October 14th. Residents in Miami are deciding whether to approve funding for a new elementary school. The new building would allow the district to close 2 aging buildings. There are only 2 days of early voting, today being the first. The second day is tomorrow, Friday. Early voting locations are open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. In Miami, that's at the Courthouse Annex on East Central Avenue. Well, still ahead, Pitt State Cross Country returns to action this week as they prepare for the MIAA Championships in a couple of weeks. We'll hear from the team coming up. Plus, Pitt State and Missouri Southern return to the gridiron on Saturday. Sports Director Ryan Blake will preview their matchups ahead.
Heading into Week 7, Missouri Southern football looks for their first MIAA win as the Lions travel to Emporia for a matchup with the Hornets. It's been a frustrating year for MSSU. 2 of its MIAA losses were in one-score games. The Lions feel like they're only a couple of plays away from being 4-1. One of the biggest problems for Southern this season has been turnovers. Head coach Atiba Bradley made limiting turnovers a point of emphasis for his team.
The encouraging part is we're that freaking close. The frustrating part is we're that freaking close with another loss. We constantly talk about ball security and making sure you're protecting the football. I think sometimes as a runner, your competitiveness gets a little bit of the best of you, especially at the quarterback position, because some of the greatest plays, or some of the great plays Tillman has made this year is by extending and getting out of the pocket and surveying what's going on. Well, that's also where he's had a couple of his turnovers.
The Lions take on the Hornets Saturday with a 1 p.m. kickoff. Pitt State is on fire, riding a 4-game winning streak, dropping their first 2 games of the season. And for this week's homecoming game, the Gorillas have a date with Washburn. And this Ichabod's team could present a unique challenge for Pitt State. While the Gorillas are coming off a win over Nebraska Kearney last week, Washburn had their bye week. And with an offense that possesses a lot of different looks and weapons, Pitt State could see some new things that aren't on film.
They motion a lot, so a lot of eye candy. They got some good receivers, 2 great running backs also. So they just do a lot of variations of running the ball, motion, concept-wise, got low, high levels and stuff, all that. So they do a lot of things with their offense.
You always have some worries when you're going to play a team that's coming off of a bye week. That's extra days for them to prepare for you, extra time for them to potentially do some stuff or put some stuff in maybe that you haven't seen on film, extra time for them to get guys back healthy, maybe that have been a little banged up. So obviously they're a really good team, very talented. They play extremely hard. They do a lot of really good things in all 3 phases, and their record probably doesn't indicate where they feel they should be, and probably their record doesn't indicate where I probably think they should be when you turn on the film and watch them.
The Gorillas and Ichabods clash on Saturday in the jungle at Kearney Smith Stadium. Kickoff set for 2 p.m. Pitt State football isn't the only squad in action this weekend, as the Gorillas men's and women's cross-country teams will be back in action with competition of their own on Saturday. Pitt State hits the road for Romeoville, Illinois for the Lewis University Crossover Invitational. Saturday's event will only be the second time that the Gorillas squads have raced this season, while being their final tune-up prior to the MIAA Championships later this month here in Pittsburgh.
We really only have 2 races, Missouri Southern and then Lewis, to really get things figured out and get some momentum built before we go into championship season. So we just need to make sure we take advantage of every opportunity we get to race and making sure we're taking advantage of those weeks in between to train hard and build fitness.
These meets are really exciting, being able to get that regional and national competition level, and it's also really good for just some of the girls on the team that don't have as much experience, and we can get in a larger field of runners and run with just more people in general and just get that extra experience. And yeah, it's going to be really fun. Fast one for sure.
Saturday's invitation will start with the women's race at 9:45 a.m., followed by the men's event at 10:30 a.m. There'll be 37 teams competing, including 9 nationally ranked squads. That's it for sports. We're back with more after the break.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We'll have more from the group Food Not Bombs and their mission to feed the body and spirit. That's coming up on tonight's edition of Doing Good. Plus, people know about blood donations, but what about plasma? We've got a closer look at how the donation can be life-saving. And 2 Kansas teenagers are being hailed as heroes after saving a man's life. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Well, we're enjoying some fall temperatures, but it's kind of warming up again.
Yeah, not bad for us today. Still, we kind of approached 80 degrees. Remember, our average high is about 73 or 74 degrees. 82 tomorrow, random shower. Most of you will stay dry. Then we heat up. 84 Saturday, 86 on Sunday, some showers. A little bit cooler on Monday and Tuesday, but our pattern really picks up here in about 12 days. Then things really get moving.
I know people are dreading to see those 80s on their calendar, on that weather app. But, we were wishing for 80s just a few months ago. So, I'm appreciating it. I'm trying to remind myself that as I'm wishing I could bring out sweaters again.
Very true.
Well, thanks so much, Doug. Thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.